Adam, how you doing this morning, man?
Fantastic. How are you, Jason?
Doing wonderful. It's good to hear you guys.
Excited to see you guys again. What was it? It been a year? Were we there just this past year?
It's been a year. We had you guys back last August, or maybe it was July. The years have run together since COVID.
I agree.
So tell me, what's been happening with you guys over the last year, and what's some new things going on with you?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So this past year has been very busy. We have been doing a ton of touring. We started touring back in March, went out with a band called We Are Messengers, who really good friends of ours. I don't know if you guys know Darren at all, but just I hear the laugh. That means you've met Darren. That's what that laugh means. And you know that Darren is really he is a pastor disguised as a musician.
That's it. That's exactly what it is.
He is just one of the sweetest guys. They took such good care of us on the road. So we toured with them earlier this spring. You know, we did the festival circuit all through the summer. Really just did a lot of shows all the way through mid-September.
Yeah.
And we decided after that, we're going to slow down, take it easy this fall. We're not playing a ton of shows right now, but we are working on a new record. So we are halfway through with the process as of last week. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, man.
Well, we've all been enjoying, the songs that you currently have on the radio, and we play them often at church. And, of course, my wife and I and the kids, we crank you guys up in the vehicle when we travel quite a bit.
Appreciate it, Jason. Appreciate it.
Well, I wanted to say, too, last year when you guys were here, this really spoke to me, really blessed us, because we have different bands, and we've had, Sidewalk Prophets and I Am They, and you guys came in, Dan Bremnes and others, and all of them were such a blessing. But what really stood out to me with you guys is I got that call from Jordan on the day that you were coming in, and I believe your son was in the hospital at the time. And you made the trip, you left and came up to minister to us in song, and then you went right back home to Nashville to him. And I told my wife, I said, that's not only a man dedicated to purpose, but he's also trusting in the Lord. And so that really spoke to us. And when I told my wife, I said, who do we need to have back this year? It was just a resounding Apollo LTD. So we're really excited to have you in the house.
Thank you, man. Yeah, being a parent, I tell you what, it's one of the most life-giving things and one of the hardest things at the same time. You feel the pull between responsibility and purpose and all those different things. But, man, we were just really glad to be able to make it happen last year. My wife, she is, what a rock. She is so rock-solid strong, man. She handled the kids while I was gone for the day, and just really grateful for a partner like that, man.
So you guys are based out of Nashville, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, so you're just a couple hours away from us, so if you ever just feel like doing a weekend concert, you just run up on the weekend, can't you?
That's true.
That's it, yeah. It's only a couple hours. It's not far at all.
No, it's just down the road. Now, Jordan texted me this morning. He goes, hey, man, I can't be there this morning, but Adam's going to be there, so he said grill him. And I thought, well, I don't really know what to grill, but I'm just really thankful. I tell you this, you might know from what I had sent Jordan, but I'm a guitar fanatic. I like to play them and build them, and I watched you playing guitar when you were here last time. I saw the gold top, and those types of instruments really stood out to me. So
thanks, man. Hey, I will remember, and for everybody listening, you got to know Pastor Jason, he is serious about his guitars. Because in his office, there is a wall. It looks like you walked into a Guitar Center in there. And the thing is they're all awesome, and half of them he made with his own two hands. So you guys need to know. He's you are. You're a little sneaky guitar player there, Jason.
Would you call him some toothpicks with strings? Well, hey, when you guys come up this weekend, just like last year, we had a young man born again when you guys ministered, and we're excited to have you, sharing in song and doing what you do and just having a fun time with everyone. This is our Fall Fun Fest weekend, and there's not only going to be, the concert with you guys, but the next night is going to be hundreds of people coming in the doors for candy and fellowship, just spending time together. And so it's a full weekend. But as far as when you guys are traveling now, doing concerts as you are, what has changed, if anything, from the mentality or the way you delivered last year? Is there anything new in the repertoire, and what's God doing with you guys?
Yeah, for sure. Well, there is new things. We do have new music, so the show is quite a bit new from last year. When you play this many shows out on the road, it evolves pretty quickly. You find things that you love, and then you've also been writing new music that you're excited to, work in the set and see how it translates and connects with people live. So we've been excited to watch the show grow over this past year and introduce new music. But I'll say, man, I think for us, what we've realized, we've met so many incredible artists out on the road, so many just artists that have hearts of gold, just to serve people, literally showing up to serve people. Like, that's what this is about, is like, how do we serve the people here today? What do they need to hear? How can I just be an instrument for them and connect them with the Lord? And one way that we have found that works for us is what we have just really felt this calling to be joyful. Like, we want to create an experience live that is just really full of joy. So that's a big part of our shows, man, is a party. It's about having a good time and, celebrating God's goodness and celebrating being present in a moment with other believers in a room, giving him glory. But also, we want to be real and have moments where we sort of share what God's been putting on our hearts as a message-wise. And I think lately we've really been feeling that just need to sort of tell people and remind people about their value and worth, man. Life is so hard, and we so easily get our value and our identity wrapped up in the things that we do, whether it's the career that we have, whether it's the sports team that high school kids trying out for, the travel team, whatever. And it's like we so quickly wrap ourselves up in that as our identity, and we can forget that we have value and we are loved just as we are.
Yeah.
Just for who we are, just as we are. And I think that's something that we've really been wanting to communicate lately. So there'll be a whole lot of that going on, too.
Man, that's wonderful to hear.
Oh, it is amazing. Yeah. And Adam, as Pastor Jason mentioned earlier, we had a whole summer of different artists coming to Highlands. And the one thing that really stuck out about you guys, you came as servants. You came to serve. And wow, that is certainly fresh in a world today where people sometimes tend to be self-centered.
Well, let me be the first one to say that we're not above it. No one's above the tendencies of the flesh, man. The tendency to put yourself first and to be self-seeking and all those things. I mean, those temptations are there, but it's been God's grace, honestly, to give us a mentality to go and we want to connect with people. Ultimately, it's the reason we're doing this is because we want to connect with other believers. We want to connect with other parts of the body of Christ and just encourage people and just create a moment of relief. Like, what we're going to do Friday night is going to be 75 minutes of relief.
Yeah.
And it has been a hard year. It has been a really hard year for a lot of people. And what we want to do is just create a moment where we can all just get in a room together, celebrate, take a deep breath, be encouraged by the people around us that are also celebrating and giving glory, and ultimately just be relational and make connections. Like, that's why we're doing this.
And what you're doing, it's creating such a foundation that lasts through seasons and time. So it's something that people can kind of look back to as an anchor. My wife sent me a text, and he said, tell him we're super excited about the new stuff, but we also love the older stuff so much. We go back and forth between previous projects just to hear our favorites. The thing is, I know what you're talking about, and I can imagine the grueling schedule of traveling. Sometimes you can get caught in the blasé of just doing the same thing over and over. It's very easy to get jaded and lose that heartbeat. But like you were saying, the Lord has a way. When you're doing what you do as unto Him, He makes it fresh. I'm excited to hear that in you guys, that He is your focus. And I think that's where our joy and our strength must come from, so that each day when we get up, just as that grace is new and His mercy is new, that fire to do what you do is new as well.
Amen. Yes. We'll take that.
Adam, you were talking about, of course, being on tour and traveling so much, and God had gifted you guys with so many new songs, and just like the new one we just played, Soul Worth Saving. Tell us the story behind that song.
Yeah, I wish I could say there was this really magnificent moment of, just like God opened the clouds and this song was just waiting for us to be written.
The sun shone on your Cheerios and said, this is the song.
I wish I had that story, but unfortunately I don't. But it could also be encouraging to know it this way too, that it really was another day at the office for us. This was one of those things where it's be faithful, keep showing up, keep doing your job. Even though, you don't know what's going to come out of it the next day, keep showing up, keep doing your job, trust that God's going to meet you in your work and bring something to fruition. And it really was. It was a day where we, Jordan and I, had scheduled to have a writing session in the studio. And we had a friend of ours named Ethan scheduled to come write with us that day. And when I tell you, we really did not have a whole lot going into that writing session. We were just kind of like, hey, we're scheduled to write today. Let's just show up and put in the work. That's exactly what it was. And Ethan came in, and a lot of times in writing sessions, the first hour of a writing session is really just hanging out and talking and, you know, catching up with friends, or if it's somebody you've never even met before, it's just an hour of like, hey, like, who are you? You know, what's your story? What's on your heart? You know, just kind of getting to know people. So for the first hour or so, we were just talking with Ethan and just catching up. And he's like, you know, I think I had this title. I think it could just be a cool title of a song. You know, he said, I think a title called Soul Worth Saving could just, I don't know, does that interest you guys? And as he said it, I was sitting at a keyboard, and I was kind of just noodling around, just playing some chords. And when he said Soul Worth Saving, it was just like a melody immediately downloaded. And I just said, it's Soul Worth Saving.
Yeah.
You know, and just like, whoa, that's really cool. And so immediately we had that hook, and then we just built the song from there.
Yeah.
So I wish I could say it was like this really profoundly inspired moment, but I think it was one of those moments where God just blessed consistency and blessed hard work and met us there that day.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's
and it's such a good song. I mean, all your songs are good. We love them. And as you guys are up here as well, we also want to be a place that as you arrive, it's refreshing to you and it's not a burden to you. So we're looking forward to blessing you guys as well. And our whole staff and team are just excited to have you in the house.
And we're excited to be there. We're excited to see you guys again. Jason, I'm going to give you a big old bear hug.
Right on. Right on. Just bring it on. Jordan left his glasses here, his shades here last time, and I texted him. I said, "Do you need these back?" He said, "No," because my son had them, and my son wasn't going to give them back anyway. They were too cool. So
there you go. Keep them. I love it.
No, it's all good. Well, listen, when you guys come up, just expect great things. We're praying over you guys, and to all those out there in Jamestown and around the area online listening, we're talking with Adam Stark of Apollo LTD. They're going to be with us this weekend, this Friday night at Highlands Church of the Cumberlands. It is absolutely free to get in. It's going to be an amazing time of celebration, of joy, of dancing, of praising, and just worshiping the Lord together, and it's not to be missed. Adam, do you have anything else you want to share with us this morning to encourage people?
I will just say, last year, it was so special. Like, it's a special night. So if you're on the fence, if you're thinking about like, oh, it's Friday night, I could do this, I could do something, I'm telling you guys, it's a special night. You need to come out. It's a blast. Doors are at 6:30, 7 o'clock show. You don't want to miss it. It'll be awesome.
So there you have it, everyone. Adam has personally invited you. You can say that a member of Apollo LTD invited you personally.
Yes.
Come say hi. I want you to come say hi to me.
That's it.